buy a lot of products from me, I'm going to get money and I'm going to get volume. And so this is why it's very important. So in that book, this is what he said. I get the person in front of me and I'll explain. This is what these products can do to you. Understand first what your body is made of. Now, who has seen this training before? Lift up your hand. This is good for you. This is really good for you. So I will sit the person in front of me and I'll tell you, you need to understand your makeup. Because when you understand your makeup, you will actually understand what you need to do. Yeah? Everybody has seen the product training. You've seen the product training. That's in your product guide. You go read the product guide. That will actually help you. But this is what I do. I can't explain all that in the person. This person sitting in front of me, I've only got 20 minutes or 15 minutes to do this explanation. So you can master this. I would rather just look, your body is made of over 100 trillion cells. And I tell you the reason why I actually say, because over 100 trillion cells, you need 114 essential nutrients. Now, essential nutrients that your body requires every single day is your target. This is your target. And I will tell this person, look, there is no diet there is in the whole entire world that can give you 114 essential nutrients. There is none. New Zealand has got no selenium in the soil. And I tell you what selenium will do, this will actually produce antioxidants. And if you don't have selenium in the soil in New Zealand, you could be eating big tomatoes and all the cucumbers and everything else with almost no nutrients. And it's even worse when your V-lice are not working. So you could be eating the best food in New Zealand, but the V-lice are not functioning, and so therefore food are not being absorbed. I was very interested in your story. As a dialysis person, normally you get black pigmentation on the skin. Now that is almost gone now. Why is that? I want to know. Well, let me explain it further, because see, this is why I really believe what Dr. Lusig now said in that book is really what I believe people need to understand. Now, Dr. Lusig now is not a fruit doctor; he is an amazing doctor, and this is what he said. This is what he said. And I'm going to trust him now. And if you can see. See, this is what you do in herbalife. You start whatever you have, work your way up, and improve also. So I have improved. So, see, this is what happens. If you fail to put into your body the 114 essential nutrients every single day, then what happens to you? You're going to run into depletion if you ignore what you need to do. Now, depletion is when your body runs low, lacking in nutrients. And your body was supposed to get the nutrients, and what happened is that you continue to run low in nutrients. And so therefore, your body will run into what we call depletion. I always tell people, because herbalife is a microcellular nutrition, I always tell people that if you ignore to feed the cells of your body, with the only microcellular nutrition that there is in the world called herbalife, you will actually run into the second phase called deficiency. Now, make no mistake, people, that I can honestly no matter how many years that we're going to have in herbalife, I make an information from Dr. Lusig now will help your business. So this is chronic depletion. Chronic depletion means your body has been running low a very long time. And if your body has been running low in nutrients for a very long time, what happens now is that you're going to run into the second phase, the third phase, called dysfunction. Who has got the copy of the book there? Dysfunction is basically cells damage. Now let me honestly tell you that if you've got a copy of this, then I want you to go and study this book. Read the book here, And on page, where? Somewhere. On page 46, 47, 40, 48, 49, on this page here, I've actually highlighted what Dr. Luis Ignaro says here. Now, once you get to here, that's where diabetes is, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart attack, arthritis, whatever. Because you've gone to right here. And in this book here, he actually explains it here, and he's saying that the word disease must be removed from the vocabulary and put the word dysfunction there. Because if you put the dysfunction in the place of disease, you will find out the truth about what's happening to people. It's in the book. And the truth is that the reason why you have actually got a heart attack or kidney failures and all that kind of jazz is because you basically fail to feed the cells of your body. Healthy cells will give you healthy organs, and healthy organs will produce healthy body systems, like cardiovascular system, getting rid of the filtering the blood, getting rid of the urine. So, you know, when the cells are not being properly fed, the organs fail, and so the system begins to break down. So Dr. Luis Ignaro in that book actually says, the word disease must be removed and replaced with the word dysfunction. And he also says here in this book that once you put the word dysfunction there, then people will understand. Listen, they will understand the truth. And this is the truth from Dr. Luis Ignaro. When they say that they can't reverse diabetes, Dr. Luis Ignaro in his book here, he says, that is a lie from hell. The body is designed to heal itself if you give the body what the body requires. So I'll give you an example. Before I had herbalife, I had diabetes, I had a heart attack, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. I got started on the products, my all readings came down, and in 6 months in the products, I actually came off all medications. I have been feeling better than ever before. No diabetes, no heart attack, no more tablet, no more nothing. I look younger than I was before herbalife. And now I believe this book. This is why this book has become the central piece of my business. And you know, all the exciting things that are going on right now, you know, it's all very good, and I encourage you, if you can do it, do them all. But I am going to focus on the anesthesia. It's the one thing I'm very good at, and I'm going to master that, like anyone else. And I can honestly tell you that it's from this book. So, look at this. Very simple. Now people say, well, I can't explain it. Come on. You're smarter than that. Now who can understand it? Yes. It's so simple. It's very simple. And you can actually explain it to people. You can even buy a copy of that book and go right to the page where it says it. You know, and I'll tell you, I'll give you an explanation of what I mean by what I say. Let's have a look at things like diabetes, for example. Now, who's a diabetic? Okay. Don't be embarrassed. I once was. No, not the diabetes. Okay, let's have a look at this. Diabetes is actually caused by this thing called pancreas. Now, the pancreas, you remember, like every organ of the body is made up of cells. Yeah? The function of the pancreas is to release the insulin, and the insulin, every time you eat the carbohydrates and all the fatty, whatever food that you actually eat every day. Very common in our people, and the Pacific Island people love their food, but their food is full of carbohydrates. When I say Pacific Island people, I'm talking about the Maoris, the Samoans, the Tongas, the Niueans, the Islands, all those people. We're all from don't know where. And The more you eat that, the more the pancreas will work so hard to release the insulin, because what the insulin does, the sound is something that looks like this, it's wrong like this. When you eat the carbohydrate, that is actually turned into glucose. And the glucose, you need that to produce the energy for you to do the work. So the insulin actually goes into the cells and opens the cell like this. The glucose gets into the cell grabs it, burns it, and gives you the energy. Have you ever noticed that all the diabetic people, they are very tired most of the time? Yes. Because the cells is like this, and no glucose inside, and so the glucose actually pile up around outside the cell and you get into the blood vessels. So let me explain a little bit further. So now, the pancreas is working so hard because you're eating a lot of that, and the pancreas is working so hard to release the insulin. Now, understand this, that if you make the pancreas work so hard for a very long time, one day the pancreas will go, I've had enough of you, you make me work so hard by eating all your raw food, so therefore, and you're not feeding me, therefore I'm going to die, no insulin, and then glucose level shoot right up. They get into your blood vessels, they get into the kidneys, and they pile up in the kidneys, and they pile up in the base called nephron, they pile up in your blood vessel. Every diabetic person will finally have a heart attack or some sort of heart conditions. Because that's what it does. And almost every diabetic person, if you're diabetes has been out of control, very soon you're going to hit the dialysis machine. So what's this, guys? Now this is Dr. Lucy now saying this. You go to the doctor because now you've got diabetes. And then the doctor actually prescribes you this thing called insulin. Now remember, insulin, they come in the form of tablets and injections. Either metformin, glipizide, glycoside, Daniel, Prolofin, Benmix, what else? Yeah, things like that. Now, those drugs are actually full of chemicals. Every drug that gets into your body will actually fix the insulin problem, but it's not fixing the pancreas, because its function is to release the insulin. Now, you can remember that the liver will actually absorb all the drugs that gets into your body, and the liver is made up of cells. And if you take it 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5 years, you can imagine what's happening to your liver. Because all the drugs that are coming in, they all have to go through the liver, and the poor liver is trying to absorb all the chemicals. And finally, you're not feeding the cells of the liver, and the liver will back up. And now the poor kidneys is going to take all the load, because the kidneys is function. Remember, the kidneys is also made up of cells. Every organ of the body is made of cells. And so every drug that is coming out in the body will have to go through the kidneys, because that's where that's the only place to filter the stuff. And if you're taking and that is going to the kidneys all the time, then finally you're not feeding the kidneys, this will also die, and now you'll hit the dialysis machine. When I understood what Dr. Lucy was saying, I'm thinking, wow. And so now you hear people say, before herbalife, I had a very uncontrolled diabetes. I got started on the products, my diabetes is now normal, and I no longer take any medication. Take you herbalife. And I'm thinking, wow, no wonder why this guy says that. And do you think you're going to buy my products? You're going to buy my product? And you see, this is what happened. The magic of herbalife is just good food in another form. And better still, it's called microcellular nutrition. So herbalife gets into here, feed the cells, feed the cells, feed the cells. Now understand, I am not saying I can cure diabetes. I am saying that if you aim at feeding the cells of the pancreas, the kidneys, and the liver, there is a better chance of getting those stuff to work again. The body is designed to heal itself when you put the nutrients that your body requires. Once it gets into your body, Your body